Little theme music intro. You know how we do. Get on here and ask some questions, comments, cuss words. I got two very, for lack of a better way to put it, special guests that are going to be joining me. No good. No good. This is what I have to deal with every day. I'm telling you. Welcome back. 1075, always available for contact. It's our podcast. You know how we do. Just conversation. So I'm gonna have a couple people come in, and if they would come take a sit down or not. You know, can't get right. This is our actual theme music. Show my age. All right. So it's Sarge. What's going on, buddy? All right. So joining me today, I've got two people. One, Chief Medeiros from Garden City. And I've got Sergeant Chief. Yeah, Sergeant Chief from Garden City going to be coming and joining us here in just a second as well. He's walking around. You can't miss that cue ball in the background. But like I said, we're going to just be discussing some topics relating to the business, relating to the things that we go through, things that we've been through, all those sorts of things. And we're just going to chat. If they would, so kindly join me. You know how it is with those people. Come on in and have a sit down. As he eats bacon, because this is what I have to deal with every day. We're going to talk about topics relevant to our community, relevant to the business. And one of the topics we're going to talk about today, of course, is not snow blindness and cats, but we're going to talk
about how much syrup you put on your biscuit this morning.
I did put a lot of syrup on my biscuit this morning. It was delicious. As a matter of fact, we'd like to thank Port Wentworth Fire and Port Wentworth Department of Public Safety for bringing breakfast out to us this morning as Chief eats this bacon. You're welcome for his service. Sergeant Calmees from Arlington, Texas says hello. You remember Anson? Yeah. Says hello. So we're just gonna talk about some things. Come on, have a seat. Don't play. Sit down. We're just gonna talk about public safety, the things that we've been through, things that we've seen, especially our old downtown days and the West Side. And what it was like for us. He is still pretty.
Pretty Rick is what they call me.
Pretty Rick is what they call him.
Me my water.
Yeah, come on. He's getting some water, and we're gonna chat. We're going to chat. Oh, and the phone's going off. Instead of people. Uh-oh. Oh, of course the phone's going off, as always. But we're live. And, yeah. I tell you, this is it's very interesting. This ain't ASMR. Sit down. Can't get right.
Is this thing on?
Yes, it's on.
I didn't even know do my hands.
Hey, you see what I got to deal with?
Right,
but you know what? I will say, all joking aside, this is one of those things where it's like, these are, yeah, right. Thank you. Professionally professional.
13 EPs, 1 ambulance, 14 paramedics.
And that's how it was when we were downtown or on the West Side when we do multi-company training at Station 3. I.e. Xbox. Lots of Xbox. It's about family. These guys, we've been together about 10 years, 11 years now. Shoot, 11 years. Still getting it. Ain't it good? Yeah, thank Chief Moore for that one. That was him and Sergeant Hedrick from over there, the good people at Port Wentworth and Chief Libby. They blessed us with bacon this morning, and you can see he's partaking quite a bit. They blessed us with bacon and sausage and patty cakes.
That's wine is divine, sublime, and all time.
That's it. My guests are non-compliant, to say the least. this is what I have to deal with. I'm sorry.
Carl washed his hands after he went to the bathroom. Get on the mic.
Professionally unprofessional. Well, anyway, I'm going to talk because apparently these scary people don't want to talk. But it's okay. It's okay. So, one of the things that I wanted to discuss today definitely was, you're going to sit behind the camera. One of the things that I wanted to discuss today was safety. And especially coming into the holiday season. For us in the public safety world, that's one of the things that we do have to deal with, turn your mic off, is safety. And we've got to think about our own safety. Oh yeah, it's on. They hear everything, believe me.
Oh, was that a cup? That's funny. Did it go in the cup?
Yeah, well, it rim shotted it, but yeah.
Oh, I thought it went in
That
the
was
cup.
impressive.
I was like,
No, it did. It hit the rim bounce off.
Kobe.
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 French for beef.
Chinek. One of the things that I wanted to talk with these guys about, excuse me, was safety. And I think that's a very important topic, especially this time of year. And when we talk about safety, we're talking about safety from a couple different perspectives. One, we're talking about from the perspective of our personal safety, as well as, safety on scene, safety, as a whole. And you're welcome. This is Sergeant Chief, Corporal Captain Maderos from Guard
What's up,
City.
though? Why do I
Yeah,
look like the Lorax?
you do.
That mustache is hot.
He's speaking for the trees. But this holiday season, thank you. We want to discuss safety, and like I said, he is a emergency manager, certified emergency manager, all that. And this is Sergeant Teese around here making things awkward. You know how we do. It's all about the fun. And this right here is a where do you guys keep the paper towels? Outside of the lot. Jesus, man.
Boom.
Yeah.
I can't hear through this. It's on mute.
Before, and my mic was on.
Bro, a little heads up next time.
Oh, jeez. Professionally professional. Why do you have on two sets of headphones? Jesus.
Because I have a hearing problem. Thank you for that's my disability. Thank you.
I'm not your supervisor. You're mine. So
Oh, yeah.
that's true. But this holiday season, I want y'all to think about that. I want you to think about 1, 2, 3, not it. Safety in your homes, safety on these scenes. And a lot of, what we deal with during the holiday time is we deal with folks with, unfortunately, a lot of, psychiatric issues. And,
Hey, baby dreamer.
yeah, I know her. My old lady has joined the podcast with us today. She's kicking it.
She ain't working.
No,
She's probably at home chilling.
she is. She's a basic non-channel surfing, chilling. Still
Probably watching
recuperating.
Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu, Disney Plus.
Teen Pregnants or something like that.
Yeah,
Teen Pregnants,
that's right. You know how we do.
Yeah.
Chilling. Hey, baby. But yeah, so as we get into the holiday season,
I like your mustache too, Ashley.
I like the way you got that shaped up.
You get that lined up in town, or is it...
Don't he look like the Lorax? That's what I said.
Actually, I look like the guy from Monsters Inc. The Monster University dude.
Yeah, that's right. Professionally unprofessional. That's what it is. That's how we keep it around here. Just so for those that don't know, those that you may log in later, what have you, you're watching Dr. Phil. Oh yeah.
I got him.
Thank you. That's Stephen Brierly, one of the new firefighters over here, kicking it with us for the day. Oh, gee. It's never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. We're trying to liven it up and get some people to hop in and make sure that's not us. It's not. Really?
I turned it off,
But mine is still on.
bro.
How am I supposed to know that's what you're doing?
You want me to blow it in your face?
No.
Okay.
I'm Gucci. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Is that Kurt back there?
That is.
Yeah, he's right there.
There he is. Hey, Chief. Yeah. So, like I said, this is just informally. Yep, that is Kurt back there. Ashley says hey. Kurt says hey. So, like I said, just informally, one of the things that that troubles us a lot during this time of year, especially in running calls and things like that, is dealing with mental patients like this one, and the trouble that we have dealing with mental patients. I said it can be very, very taxing mentally, and also the things that we have to deal with. For us, one of the conversations that we need to have that we don't have enough, I think, has to do with what's wrong with you? One of the conversations, yes, we do talk about fire.
Is this
that,
on?
Yes,
Is this
it
on? Can you hear me?
And there's Sergeant Teese joining us, JTZ, our favorite Chinese.
It smells minty fresh.
Does are clean. This is not an ASMR video. Ashley says, "Hey, Joe."
Skip.
Yep.
All of you smell different awake.
Oh my God. I got something.
Why are we?
What are you doing?
Why is this bootlegged?
Ain't nothing bootleg.
What is this?
What? That's a
I'm plugged into Joe's headphones.
yes.
Oh,
You just turned the gain down. That actually.
I never turn my game down, son.
Wait, hold on. You didn't turn the gain. Yeah, you turned the gain. Turn my headphones up. Yep.
What? I can't hear nothing at my head. Oh, let me put my hearing aids in.
Yeah, that would help. Damn Joker. Like I said, I want to get some input. We're talking safety today. We're talking safety. What are you doing? That's loud. Yeah, because you just turned the gain all the way up.
Why did you say game? Why say volume?
No, that gain has to do with how much volume goes into the microphone. Volume on the front has to do with how much comes out.
Are we talking about like safety?
It's safety, right?
I was given proper instructions on this, so I don't know what I'm
It's
doing.
like a tech bar, a Best Buy or something? Like,
A what?
this is like turned into a tech kind of thing. You should just roll with the tech stuff.
I agree with the tech stuff
Because
because
safety is going out the window.
yeah. Oh Jesus.
What?
Mary and Joseph.
Cheesecake
Um,
is too high.
and
If we didn't have bootleg headphones,
I
Ain't nothing
know.
bootleg.
These are Mansters.
Like, it fell off the back of the truck?
Yes, maybe.
Hey, the T's missing off the end of my beat.
My family is
Mine says
part
bees.
Italian. I get it.
Mine says bees.
Yours says bees. Bees by Dre. Yeah. Bees by Dre.
Why is beat spelled with a Y? What are we talking about now?
Okay, safety. So this time of year, like I said, one of the things that we're dealing with is we're running way more medical calls. We're running, obviously fire. It's tis the season, all that good stuff. But we're also no, that's not Drew. That's Stephen Brierly from he's a part-timer with us from Savannah Fire. Great guy. He's hanging in a
He has a great
immaculate
mustache, too,
right? It is
With
pretty-
great mustache comes great responsibility, though.
That is true.
That's what
That is
a lot of
true.
people don't
Says the
understand.
Lorax. He speaks for the trees. But I want to, beats my day.
Might say yeets.
Yes, yeets. But I want y'all to think about that. Oh my God. Think about. You fogged up my head.
Dude, I'm trying to comb my stash out.
Oh my God. Yes, great mustache is great responsibility. Come on, Zach, said it's one of yours. That's right. But like I said, safety, right? So we talked about, our own selves. Are we keeping ourselves safe? Let's be
Don't go chasing waterfalls. Stick to the rivers and lakes you used to, man.
That's what it is, man. It's about that. Christmas tree fires, heater fires, elderly hypothermia. Yes, old people get cold. That's why
You
the
get
old people in
cold?
my house have to put on extra clothes. Yes, no offense.
That's because you run around naked.
Don't
It's
we talk about what
winter.
happens in my house?
Bro, you run around naked all day in your piece. That's why your heater bill's so high.
Ain't no heater bill in my house.
Man.
My air is still on 68. Ain't that right, baby?
Cousin.
My heat, yeah. Zacharias joining us all the way from Kuwait.
Ashley, no sidebars.
I love it. Oh my God. Yeah, 'tis the season, man. 'Tis the season. Huh? I wish I could do filters. I got to figure that out. That'd be dope. If you don't stop showing the world the bacon stains.
It's like the green screen.
Yes.
Yes, I know.
You look cold as AF. It's a nice, cool 60 degrees here in Savannah. I know it's like or in the city of Garden, excuse me. I know there in Kuwait it's like 165. So I understand. You're around there rocking banana hammocks and the like. I get it.
Under boob sweat.
Plenty of that. Shoot, it's cold and I still got that. It is what it is. That's how big people.
What's up, A-Cup?
That's it. Jesus. That's right. That's it. Jesus Christ. We've diverted just slightly. But I want y'all to think about Monster. It's an extension.
Anything you
New
want to
phone,
say
who
to
dis?
you can say in front of the class.
Yes. Your keys. I want y'all to think about Tyler. I want y'all to think about what up, though.
They up there by the earplugs.
Think about your own safety this holiday. Of course, with your house, the Christmas
there
tree
by the
fires
earplugs.
that we're having. They had a fire last night. Samantha had a big one last night. over
Also
on Spear
space
Street.
heaters.
Heater fires. Making sure that stuff is properly plugged in and not overly.
You're just trying to rub it in, aren't you?
No, man. I wish we
That's
had.
just-
I mean, not for the people here in Garden City.
That's exciting.
I mean, fire is exciting.
It's because I was on vacation.
Yeah, no, right. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. Don't worry. You're here for 24 hours, and we're all on shift, so good luck. Elderly hypothermia. That's why he's got on a jacket, because he gets cold,
I get cold.
They're cold. He's cold. Bring him in.
That's why I park my motorcycle inside the house.
That's
If it's
right.
cold outside, it's cold outside.
Yes, that's great. That's why Joe brings his boat inside the house.
It's hard to bring that 35-foot Boston Whaler.
Yeah.
Chris Craft, custom teak running boards.
That's a weird flex.
Bruh, you bought a Colombian. Don't talk about my
Oh my God.
Used.
boat. So was mine.
Jeez.
I got a 2002 model. You got a 2019 model.
And now we're back. We are back.
I mean, it's not every day you buy an 18-year-old Colombian.
Your boat's newer.
Oh my God. Nowhere to now here.
Started from the bottom.
Now we're slightly above the bottom, as you can tell. You don't see me. You don't see Joe. I don't know who you don't see. I don't know. You like peanuts? I know you like peanuts. What? What?
Ooh,
Okay.
that's a safety video right there, guys.
yes.
Skateboarding in the wintertime, bust his face up on a sign.
Yes.
Bad idea if you ain't Tony Hawk or something like that. If you ain't Rob Dyrdek.
If we re-show Barstool, will Barstool come after us?
Nope. Nope.
Who?
Yeah. No, absolutely
That's
not.
a copyright.
Yeah.
Skip.
Yeah, we're not paid, so I mean, hey, it is what it is. Don't touch that. That's the carotid thing.
Game.
Yeah.
What?
Uh,
GAME.
yeah. I think, one of the things that, and I wanted these guys on today for a specific reason.
Excuse me. I muted my thing.
But it didn't mute on mine.
Why don't you mute my yours when I mute mine?
When I'm talking? What are you, 5?
Yes.
Yes.
How long have you known this?
Since 2005. But,
Don't act like a surprise. Don't act surprised then.
yeah. Every time I move, the guinea pig squeak. How do I make it stop? The bathtub? No, I'm just playing.
Squeeze them.
Stop keystering it.
It sounds like an ocean manual exploded. Yes.
You can get the guinea pigs by stop moving by putting them in plastic bags.
Don't give her no ideas.
How in the hell you got 17 guinea pigs anyways?
Use PVC pipe. It's easier.
Oh God! Stop trying to teach my wife how to Richard Gere. Don't do that.
Why do you have shaved guinea pigs? That's weird.
Oh, geez.
You're also strange people.
It looks like a bunch of little foreskin running around.
This is okay. This is what we need, right? Dealing with what we deal with day in, day out. This is the kind of stuff you need.
Inappropriate
People to
humor.
keep you- Huh?
Inappropriate humor that they can report to HR.
That's correct. Because the chief said it. And then if the chief
I'm
said
just
it,
saying.
it's okay. I'm just saying it's recorded. Then it's a what is this? Is this like Howard Stern? Like I don't know what's happening.
I muted it.
You didn't. I heard it in stereophonics.
Your microphones are broke.
No, my microphones are not broke. Those are brand new, sir.
You dropping Hershey kisses?
I gotta take this to the bathroom real quick.
No. This is a legit problem.
What?
Didn't it take a turn? What's the legit problem? The guinea pig squeaking? They're hungry, more than likely. I do appreciate you feeding them last night, by the way, while I was gone. But
I was talking about guinea pigs, talking about safety.
I know.
I'm just saying, she asked about the guinea pigs. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to not, I live with this young
This is not the correct forum for guinea pig talk.
Oh, but
That's on the other
Please.
podcast next week. Guinea pig love.
Yes.
Hip hop and G love.
That's it.
Yeah.
Papa G love. So, but again, talking about the safety aspect, we're going to get to it eventually, I promise.
I'm on point too.
Yeah, at one point. I'm on, once again, 5.
Carl, yes, he is.
Yes,
His belly's rumbling.
he is gassy. Oh, no, that's you.
It's like a train passing by, shaking the building. His belly's rumbling so hard.
But we need this, and for our community as a whole, the public safety community, you need to have folks like these that when you're dealing with stuff, the calls that we run, all those kinds of things. It goes back to the safety thing, your own personal mental safety. Think about that. Like we run some garbage sometimes. We run the stub toes and all that garbage, but then we run some really bad stuff, and I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, Zach, I don't know
it's
what
provocative.
Is Babyloni?
Yes.
No, I think Joe's from Effingham.
Yes, he's a Tiger Ridgian. It's either getting me talk or listening to you fart until the podcast is over. We're gonna go with the former. Yes.
Your choice, dealer's choice. Which one you want? Guinea
But
pig
no whammies.
or
Yeah. I want y'all to really understand that the whole purpose behind what we're doing here and what I'm trying to do with this podcast is to give a forum, give a talking point, a talking place, a safe space, if you will. Because we deal with some wicked stuff, and all of us have dealt with the PTSD stuff. Some of us more than others. Some of us are military. Some, he's military. Some of us have just been in fire EMS and just ran a plethora of bad calls and things of that nature. But I want plethora, veritable cornucopia, if you were, of bad things. And I use big words because I'm not that smart, so it just gives me an appearance. But I want you to understand that this is a big deal for us. We unfortunately do have a lot of people that, deal with this stuff and don't want to talk about it. So we want to give you a forum that, is informational but fun, somewhere you can laugh and joke and all that sort of stuff, or call if you actually need to talk to somebody. My phone number is listed on there, and I got no problem. You can call me anytime if you say Myriad. Yes, good word. If you need to talk seriously, because we understand. We've been there, done that, unfortunately, and we've made it through that or are working through that ourselves, and we want to make sure that y'all do the same. And so, we talk about different topics, and he shows his belly and burps and farts in the mic, but and Joe gives crass references to strange things with guinea pigs. But the whole point of it all is
that was Ashley.
No, it was Ashley who started.
Ashley wants to talk about guinea pigs.
That is true. Sorry, babe. It was you. But the whole reason behind it all is, like I said, we're here and we care. Like I said, as much crap as these jokers talk, I know if anybody's got my back, especially with everything we've been dealing with lately personally, and we'll go into that another time. But dealing with all those things, they've been here. And they've been, the joking, the laughing, the picking and prodding is what keeps us sane. And I want y'all to take that part to heart, TM. And the reason for that, shut up.
Why you only got one earphone on?
Huh? Cause.
You MC Rand or something?
DJ Clue. Illuminati. Is that better? So because of that, like I said, I want.
Why did Joe and I have to share a microphone?
I got to get another one. Ashley, we got to buy another microphone. Corbin said so.
Don't tell Baby Dreamer that.
I'm going on to. He just said. Didn't he say why do we only have one microphone? We need.
That's why we had to share. You're the one that told Baby
you
Dreamer.
won't have to share here shortly.
I'm
because-
You told left out we need another one.
That's all right. I'm taking. Okay, he said that's okay because we're gonna take his payroll. He's offered to give his payroll this week.
Believe that if you want to,
microphone.
Shocky.
You still owe me $35.
I got Colombian bills to pay
That's
for.
it. This Colombian ain't gonna take care of himself. That's it. Jesus, what's wrong with y'all?
You knew what you were getting.
I knew exactly what I was getting, and this is why I wanted y'all here.
And it was just a tip.
And
Yeah.
my God, that's just the tip of the iceberg. So yeah, yes, like Ray.
I believe the children's are the future.
Sing it. Teach them willing, let them lead the way.
You like them kids like Mike.
No, like Mike, not like Aura.
These are sweaty, man.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna get you the cushion ones too. How about that? But I want y'all to really, like I said, to begin to think about this. Think about your own, safety. Think about, protecting yourself, and think about, because we run these calls day in, day out, and a lot of times we get tunnel vision when we're doing things. Take a second, take a step back, and look, because when you're dealing with it, and of course dealing with the tip, being empathetic. While not being sympathetic, because that's when you get to the sympathy point, that's when you start taking these things home with you, and it becomes difficult. A lot of it does weigh on you over time, and mentally. Mr. Randy Watson. I love it.
That boy good. That boy good.
That boy good.
That boy good.
Good and terrible. Good and
That
terrible.
boy good.
That's it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
That boy good.
Yeah, good and terrible. Is that Blackstreet? Yes.
Huh? I'm trying to help you out.
Oh, I appreciate it. That's the outro music, man. Outro. You're going to get me copyright violated and kicked off Facebook. That's what you're going to do.
I don't own the music. Carl said I could play it.
That's Carl Vincent Gregory.
Cash Money Medical. Doing business as For Life Medical.
Side chicks on side chicks on side chicks.
What is wrong with y'all?
Prestige Worldwide. Trademark.
TM.
Oh, TM. Whatever.
TMI.
Yeah, I know. You do give out too much TMI.
I don't keep out too much TMI. Just the tip. Okay. So I want perspective. I want some real words from y'all, and tell me what you think. Like
I
I
think
said,
my ears are sweaty.
did you throw up already in mouth spaghetti?
Huh? That's your palms are sweaty. You don't even know your lyrics,
I
cuz.
don't need to.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
This is what it's like working with Carl by yourself. That's what it's like. I work by myself.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So tell the people, let's start with Joe. I want you to tell the people,
Okay.
and think about it, seriously. What do you think is the aspect of the job that causes the most difficulty, but that we don't get enough help with?
Hey,
In the middle of the bar?
Hayden.
What you think?
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's probably most problem that most of us have that really do this job and really like this job is time, family life balance.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time here versus spending a lot of time with my young kids, my wife, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I know that's what,
Between trying to keep up with classes, not only, we do work 24, 48s where it seems like we have a lot of time off, but in that time off, most of us have second jobs that we try to balance with that and our family lives and school lives that, we're still trying to, go up and go up in the business and be bigger in departments.
Yeah.
And it gets hard sometimes, but you have to make that family balance or it just don't work.
yeah.
Family life balance is a big deal. I can tell you I struggle with it. because.
Well, I mean,
like,
you got 7 kids, so that's different.
shut up. But I mean, but it, you know, it is true. Like, it's hard to balance time between your children, your job, your second job,
And take care of yourself too. I mean, 'cause you
Yeah.
gotta take care of yourself. You know, like you gotta do personal maintenance and
Yeah,
you know.
that's
My personal maintenance usually comes in the shower, so I don't know about you.
yeah. It is. Yeah, I mean that is part of self care. I'm just saying. But family.
Carl,
That prostate cancer, you know.
Now go.
Carl,
All right, Clay. Everybody say hey to Clay.
All right,
Steven.
Clay.
Thank y'all for coming. We appreciate
Clay has warrants.
Hey, we'll catch up on the next episode.
you.
One love stash.
But that's very true. Family life balance, I think, is probably.
Carl uses the gerbils for release.
Oh, Jesus, I do. They're my emotional support pets. Not like that.
Different
it-
strokes, different folks, bro.
No, ain't no stroking or foking. None of that. But anything that you can use that's a good thing for, you know, trying to find a balance, trying to find some sort of, you know, happy place or what have you, is helpful. Like I said, just for me, sometimes it's, you know, being at work. Sometimes it is just sitting at home and
Where'd my
doing
thing
a
go?
whole lot of nothing. I
so,
know
you
we're
know,
rambling.
sometimes
It's just
with
us having fun today. Bye, Cap.
There's Big Mac. He's all 6'8".
Yeah, 7'12". We are rambling, but I want y'all. Yeah, every day I'm hustling. It is family life balance is a huge deal. We all have trouble with it. We all have trying to find it. You know, trying to find it, and I think that we all help with that, though. We do all help with that because, fortunately for us in this field, we do have the additional family life balance of having folks like this with us here at work. So we come to work. We have.
By the way, I'm not a
partners.
folk. Thank you. I grew up on the West Coast.
West Coast. I'm sorry. Crippin' ain't easy, but somebody's got to do it, right? We have people. Excuse me.
Cash Money Medical doing life
They aren't
as
gerbils. Thank you.
Cash Money Medical doing business as For Life Medical TM. Does not endorse any way gang members.
Just French gangs. Just French gangs. But I do. I think it's important, and I think that one of the things that has become problematic for us is that luckily we're in a good space. You know, with you know the work environment, so there's not a ton of stress here versus what a lot of departments have.
Is that Jerry Curl?
Yes, you're welcome.
Let your soul
Mine ain't as good as the dude at Food Lines, but it is pretty dope. But cussing your husband out and demanding that he helps them find that balance. Amen, sister. Sometimes you do need somebody that has perspective.
Well, that's your fault. You marry crazy women. I mean, that's just plain simple.
Yes. Frito Bulldog. Sometimes you got to get cussed out. Sometimes you do have to be given perspective because you ain't got it yourself. I mean, that's just true. You know, I can speak for myself when you've told me, and I'm sure each of y'all have been, say, hey, we need a day. We need a vacation. We need just to go out to just sit on the couch and watch live PD, whatever it is, where the phone's off, everything. Ooh, I ain't gonna say it on camera, but they, there has to be that, and then it's a work in progress for everybody. I want to ask y'all, and again, honestly speaking, what do you think that we as friends, coworkers,
life partners.
Yes, life partners. I mean, shoot, like I said, we've been spending 10, 11 years together. We absolutely are. And Joe
Is that
makes
a
it
hernia?
weird. Yes, that is it.
Oh.
That's AAA, sir. No, I'm just playing. What can we do to help? How can we help those that we work with? Are there things we can see? Are there things we can look out for?
Shit, you gotta take people's phones, man, because that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I catch myself doing when I get home.
Yeah.
Social media is a big killer, man.
Well, I'm also reading like news articles, and I got we're answering work emails.
Yeah.
Shit, the biggest thing to do is just put your phone in another room and go about your day. So
Leave work at work and home at home.
yeah.
That, yeah.
You know, I love my job just like y'all do. Don't get me wrong. But you know what? If I leave tomorrow or something happens tomorrow, this place will keep rolling on. You know, that's why you're giving employee numbers. You're a number. At the end of the day, as much as I love this place and stuff like that, I know I'm still a number. So, you know, it is what it is.
When you home, man.
Yeah.
Leave that work stuff to work stuff, because you know the thing about it is that work stuff's gonna be there tomorrow when you get there. And you know, when you get home, ain't nothing you can do about it anyways.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's true.
It's just emails. Ain't nothing gonna happen.
Yeah.
I try to tell that to Amber, because she gets home and you know she looks at her emails all night long.
Salt Creek.
But it's like, you know, but at the same time, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
So why not just wait till tomorrow and look at it instead of stressing over it all? You know, you're gonna get home and look at those emails, and then it's gonna stress you out because it's just more things you think about, and then on top of that, then it just makes bad sleep habits, because you know now you got all this stuff on your mind before you go to bed.
You're stressed out playing with your kids. You know, that's my thing, because I'm horrible about it. I have both my phones. I'm messing around, stuff like that, checking emails, stuff like that. You know, and of course, you know, I joke around saying, you know, funky.
Oh no, she agrees. I get yelled at about that all the time.
She put work. Okay.
And spending time with your family has got to be important, man, because it doesn't get any easier as those kids grow up. You know, my kids are almost 18, and you know, I got a son that's almost 18, and I got a little girl that's 14.
And you got another son that's like 7, and then you got another daughter that's like 2.
Yes.
But I mean, it doesn't get any easier because he plays baseball 24/7 just about, and he goes to school. So you know, the time I see him is basically on the baseball field when he's playing.
Yep.
You know, my little girl, she's got, you know, friends, and she's doing her own little thing now. So it only gets harder to make time for him.
Yeah. And that, you know, that to me is the worst. My son says, you know, my son's 7. He's like, Papa, can you play with me? And I'm messing around with the damn phone. I'll throw my phone, you know, I put my phone in the room, and, you know, I'm bad about it. I go through phases. Nicole's bad about it, but everybody's attached to their phone. Everybody's so damn busy nowadays. You know, we just don't make time for anything else, you know. I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I, you know, start working out again, because that's the only time I seem to be able to do it.
Yeah.
And that's one of the biggest things that helps me relieve stress is when I work out.
Yeah.
Because it's that time of mental clarity where I ain't messing with my phone. I just got music on.
We love ignoring Corbin's email.
I don't have any email from Cash Money Medical.
Yes, you do. You just don't answer. That's the problem.
I don't even know how to set that bootleg thing up.
Whatever. Ain't nothing bootleg. Trust me, we pay for it. But you know, I agree with that, and I think I agree with it more because, like I said, I hear it all the time, and you know, Avery does the same thing. You know, Daddy, you know, let's play, blah blah blah, and I'm like, I'm tired, I'm this, that, and the other, but I gotta find the time, man.
Plus, too, it's not like, you know, me and my kids live in the same household. You know, I'm divorced, so you know, my kids live all the way, you know, on the other side of the county. So it's not like I get to see them every day on top of, you know, all their extracurricular activities they do.
Yeah, and trust me, with my daughters, I'm in the same boat. So it's like, time management, man.
Well, yeah, everybody's busy. Like I said, you know, that's one of the biggest things. Not everybody's so, it seems like everybody's such in a hurry. Everybody's so busy, and it reflects on your work patterns, reflects on relationships. You know, I mean, it does, man. We get so focused on the wrong things. Like, you know, don't get me wrong. We all work hard to get where we're at, and that's a good thing. But what's the purpose of working all that hard?
But I think the big part is everybody's trying to act, you know, not act or trying to do what they can now so they don't have to later. But in the end, all you're doing is missing out now.
Yeah.
And then you'll end up missing out later.
Freaking catch-22, man.
Yeah.
It is.
You know, you're trying to better yourself for, you know, not only for yourself but for your family. But at the same time, you're losing stuff you'll never get back.
Yeah, you're losing time, and you can't replace that. You know, my kids are only gonna be 7 and 4 once. You know, so I try to make sure I make time for them when I'm home. My son likes to play that Pokemon game, so I was like, all right, little man, we'll walk around, drive around, we'll go play, we'll go downtown, whatever we got to do.
Yeah.
You know, my daughter, she just likes being angry, you know. So
She
we do that together.
She's Nicole's daughter. There you go. Yeah.
So we do that together, you
There
know.
you go. Be angry together. That's right.
But you just got to make time, man. You just got to find time for you, find time for your family, find time what's important for you, you know. Because for me, my family is very important. You know, me and my family aren't close. You know, I love my parents, don't get me wrong, but it was a rough childhood, so I didn't. They live in 2 different states, one across the country, one, 8 hours away, I think North Carolina is.
Yeah.
Where they live. But I don't want that. I don't want that life for my kids. You know, I want to be part of my kids' life as they, you know, when they get in their 20s and see their grandkids or see their kids and stuff like that, health willing and all that stuff. But, I catch myself doing it all the time, like this year I went to 2 80-hour classes, I was gone for 4 weeks total in a short time span. That's rough on my kids, kids calling you, crying. They do FaceTime,
It's just not the same though. It's not the same, being home as, seeing somebody through a phone.
Yeah. Trust me, I understand, and that's.
Yeah, my mustache looks good as
It does
boy,
look good.
cuz.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm sexy.
But it's something we all need to think about, and there has to come a point where you really, I guess, have to say no. I think for a lot of us, because we are alphas and because, in this profession or this type of work, whether it's military, fire, police, EMS, whatever, public safety as a whole, I think we have a really hard time saying no because we're so used to going. And, we try to be the best at whatever craft we're putting our hands to, that to say no almost feels like a shot, like it's a shot at your manhood. It's a shot at, I could be doing this, or I could be making money, or I could be whatever. And at the same time, it's like,
Well, people put a lot of root into money. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
They say money can't buy you happiness, but you ain't gonna be happy living on the streets. Everybody in this field, EMS, fire, police, all the public safety, jailers, all them dudes, we all work hard.
Yeah.
We don't get.
heck yeah.
Are we compensated where we need to be? I don't know, man. That's a discussion for another time, another place, probably. But we're chasing that. Keep it up with the Jones. I want that new ride. I want the
That new Colombian.
I want the F-350 on 33s. I want the big house in the enclave.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Love it. That's it, man.
but people chase that stuff, man. It really is. Like, Nicole and I just sat back not too long ago. We like to go to Disney. That's what we like to do for our kids. When we're at Disney, we spoil the shit out of our kids all the time. Our kids are just constantly, Papa, I want this, Papa, I want this, because Nicole and I work 2 jobs.
Yeah.
We both go to school. We, we're always moving, we're always working, and plus, got to take care of our house. So laundry, dishes, mowing the yard, all the other bullshit that goes with it. So when we go to Disney, that's the time they focus. But we look back at it, so we pay $1,000 a month in mortgage. We were looking at buying a house that's $2,000 a month. We do that. How many times will we be able to enjoy the Disney Vacation Club thing that we got to be able to take our kids to where they can just go be freaking kids,
Yeah.
So, we're chasing money. We're chasing, and everybody does it. Everybody's chasing money. Everybody wants that new ride. Everybody wants, and I'm bad too. Don't get me wrong.
Cell phones are the biggest thing.
Cell phone, yeah. Everybody wants that new iPhone, like Carl's, the iPhone 10X Plus, 19, whatever that shit is. So 17 camera.
Who that is?
Former.
Oh, she going.
Yeah, you know what she about ready to do. You know what she about ready to do.
You're right, though. You're right.
Better
We
do
are
business.
always chasing the next, and we're always.
You got people waiting out in the cold the night before to get that new iPhone.
Look at Black Fridays, bro.
Yeah,
cats be fighting over TVs and shit.
Fighting over $100 TVs.
Yeah.
that was $129 2 days ago.
Yeah. Come on.
It's very true, and yet we're.
But that's what we see. That's what we see.
Yep.
And I think also too the problem in our field, and not just like I said, when I say our field, I mean like all of public safety, is that you don't want to look weak, because the minute you look weak, that's we wear specific armor on our bodies to cover our emotions, our hearts, because of the crap we do see. And as soon as you see that, and someone sees that, we are the most brutal people to one another, because we do get into each other, and we do talk about stuff that's not, that should probably not be talked about. Like Joe was talking about how Carl gives women CHF, that's just cold-hearted. I would never say that stuff like that,
Jesus
but
Christ.
I'm working with one woman, the one defibrillator.
I'm sorry, baby.
but that's our armor, but that's how we deal with that stuff too, But the minute you show that chink in the armor, man, you make that doubt. You make that misstep, and the minute you make that misstep, especially like on a fire ground or for cops or whatever, you're thinking about the wrong thing. You can
That's
get
somebody's
hurt.
life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could get hurt yourself hurt or somebody else hurt. And I'd
Yeah.
rather get myself hurt than somebody else because I don't think I could live with that. I mean,
That's very true. That's very true. And it is. I can tell you, like, that is.
skip.
I was waiting for it. I can tell you, like, it's hard for us to really put into perspective things like that. I know, like, dealing with what, like my wife and I are dealing with right now with her own health, and it makes you think about mortality. It makes you think about all those things, but it does, like, it's hard to sometimes focus, and you don't ever want to seem weak. You don't ever want to seem weak. You don't ever want to seem like
I did not post that. Carl did.
I did accidentally. You don't ever want to seem weak. You don't ever want to seem like you're not able to do the job. What up, Joe? You don't ever want to seem like you can't do the job. You want to make sure that people see you
Who was
as
that?
strength. No, Joe Johnson, Jeff
Oh.
Dillon.
Foamer, there's food up there.
Tell the other officers on duty. Port Whitworth bought fruit for everybody.
Is she still over there?
Shut
Foamer! Foamer! Are you going 1 or 2? Or the dreaded 3?
3. It does. Like, tell the other officers on duty.
There's
Port
lots of
Whitworth
food
bought
right
fruit
there.
for everybody.
There's so
Like,
much food.
Yeah.
There's like 2 pans of bacon, 17 pans of biscuits and pancakes and stuff.
Port Whitworth hooked us up with breakfast brunch, if
Tell
you will.
them other police to come get some of that food.
Yeah, it is, man. It's a rough road to hoe, because we have to
Man,
really.
police is bougie, boy.
You even on keto you can eat swine. Come on.
Come on, man. Oh, you don't eat swine now.
That's it. It is.
That's what I do.
That chink in the
I
armor,
just suck it.
you don't want to, you don't want anybody to see that weakness. You don't want anybody to see that side of you. But the truth of the matter is, you have to have people that you can.
Who that is?
That's right.
Oh,
Bob's wife.
Bob's wife.
Yeah. Hey, Anne Marie.
New Mike, who this?
That's it.
You need to change your name to Bob's wife.
Yes. that's your new login. Is Bob's wife. Uncle Bobby B. But yeah, I want us to have I hate to use the term safe space, but I mean, it really is. Like, I'm telling you that the thing that has honestly kept me grounded has been twofold. Dealing with all of this, dealing with all these years has been prayer and has been these fools. Because the truth of the matter is, like,
Mostly
without
us.
that, yes, mostly them. Without
Mostly
them, like, I can tell you, like, I probably would have lost my mind by now, especially the last year, because you don't realize how much something takes a toll on you until, like, you're in the midst of it, and, like, not having an outlet is crazy. You have to have somebody you can talk with. This guy, you got to have somebody you can talk with. You got to have somebody that you can.
You can always talk to me, but I'm not really listening most
I
times.
know.
If I don't have my hearing aids, then you can talk all day long.
And if he has his hearing aids, then he's probably watching Netflix. He's
Bluetooth hearing aids. Holla at your boy.
yeah. We need that sponsorship. But yeah,
I sure do love fake news, but I think it's a bad idea to put them on the windshield.
I knew it was coming. Who is M.E.? That's right. That's what we're gonna put a finger stick on.
Shut up, Karen.
Down, Karen.
That's
Get in the
it.
back. What's gonna be, Ricky? Jail?
Got a kilo Colombian Bam Bam underneath the car, and the boys in blue on the way.
Hey, Danielle, tell Donald I say hey. It's good to have that outlet, and it all rolls back, like I said, to safety. We talk about safety on scene. We talk about safety, from that perspective. And this guy right here, our chief, our buddy, Corbin, with the karate chopping and kung fu kicking. He is an advocate for that stuff, but also I'm thankful that even for our guys, like he and, Chief Lewis and the other folks around here who are in, command.
There's no folks here.
There's the other representatives forever representing.
Yeah.
are big on are emotional. They're big on family. They're big on take care of first things first. Because if anything else is out of pocket, like cancel it. You can't do your job.
Well, sometimes you
for
just need like a mental day too, and that's one thing a lot of places don't really give you. But if you see like in corporate America, like like Google and I think Google's a big one, and there's a couple other big like companies like that do you take a mental day, you know, and a lot of people put a big stress on, oh man, I don't want to use my PTO, or I don't want to use, because I only got allotted so much. Well, if you're sick, you got to use it because stress brings on, stress will get you sick and stuff like that.
I forget what company it is, but it wasn't too long. I read a story where this one company went to 4-day workday.
Yeah.
A 4-day workday, and actually increased production by like 40-something%. By going to a 4-day work week. And just, because, I mean, they expect you to work 40-something hours a week, for 5 days, but yet,
that's my bad.
only giving you 2 days off. You can, sometimes you just can't recuperate depending on how much stress or how stressful your job is.
Yeah.
But that's why you got to sometimes you just got to say, hey, in our city, our policy is that, if you take a sick day, you got to bring a doctor's note. That's what it says in the policy book. Ain't nothing you can do about that. But if I take a mental day, there ain't nothing in the policy book that says I got to bring a doctor's note.
Nope.
I'll be crazy when I leave. I'll be crazy when I get back.
We only work 1 day and get 2 days off, but most people work one of those days. So
or both them days.
So how much?
Both them days.
So how much mental relaxation are you actually getting?
Well, you got to think, man.
That wears on you.
Even on the 2 days, even though you work today, you're off 2 days. You still got the house to take care of. You got kids, bills, errands, mow the yard, doctor's
appointments.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got. And I don't mean to make it sound like a job, but you got to spend time with your family, because you really do. But then when do you make time for yourself? Because everybody does need that self maintenance, whether they believe it or not. So
I'll tell you what.
That's why I'm going to Texas in February.
There you go. Exactly. Find something like that, man. Whatever it is that you enjoy. And I go
to the garage to do nunchuck skills and bow staff.
There you go.
I do karate in the garage.
There you go.
That's why
I'm kicking pumpkins.
There you go. Just don't go kung fu kicking and karate chopping, because no call for a one-legged ninja. Cindy Gore. What's up, Rob? It's true. And one of the things that I can honestly credit Ashley with teaching me is that sometimes them clothes don't need to get washed right now. Sometimes
you walk around dirty drawers.
No, ain't nobody walking around dirty drawers, fool.
Oh,
I'm talking about. Shut up.
I just assumed
maybe sit down and chill for a minute. Tis us. It's like watching ourselves. Right? Who doesn't want to work for this guy? I like working for him.
Dude, my head looks like a milk that's been in the sun too long.
Yeah, you're a well tanned young man. You're well tanned.
It's not live? Because look, I'm turning my head. No, it's not. Look at it. It's not live, bro.
It is live. It has a second or so delay.
This is a misnomer. It's not live. It's like a 10-second delay, just in case I swear.
Oh my God. Really? This is what we doing? It is. Sometimes stuff can wait, man. I haven't seen an employer that takes you kind of the mental day, especially in low staffing. I'm gonna tell you what.
Hey, well, then you know what then? That's not an employer you need to work for, because one of my guys need a mental day or whatever. I'll ride the trucks. I don't give a shit. I came up from the trucks. I come from the streets, and I find myself occasionally waking up on the streets. So I don't care. I'll ride the trucks. I mean, I don't. It is what it is, man.
I really have been woken up on the street by a homeless guy.
Yes.
I mean, I did pass out on one street. That was pretty bad.
Yeah, and you do. Let me tell you something. I can tell you that personally, it's not about the job. Like, I love my job. I love the people I work with. Believe me. But yeah,
he doesn't really work when he's here. But
whatever.
Medical.
You know what? But the thing that I will tell you is this: sometimes you got to take care of you. Just like you said, we're unfortunately, as much as I love the city that I work for and the department I work for, the whole nine, I'm still a number. I understand that, and at the end of the day,
everybody is though. That's what you have to understand. Everybody is
top down.
You know what I'm saying? You don't. That's.
What do you say to others in your position?
What do you say to others in your position?
Yeah.
Hey man, it's a new world, man. that old mentality. That's how I look at it, man. It's a new mentality, man. You can't. This whole thing of, and we've all worked for those people in this field that,
Very
well,
much.
if you can't handle mentally, then you don't need to be here, Bubba. You know, and say shit like that. You know, listen, that's why more firefighters and police died by suicide this year or last year than they did in line of duty. Okay, it's not about numbers. The calls are going to be ran no matter what you do. The calls are going to keep coming in. So if you got to take a time out and take a mental break, go on then. You know, I'll ride the calls. I don't give a shit. But those in my position don't want to do it. They're not modern. I mean, I hate to use like terms like modern, progressive, or whatever, because the fire service, EMS, police, it's still the same thing, man. It's going to be the same problems that you're going to have that you had 20, 30, 40 years ago, but you have more tools at your resources, man. Your title is great, but if you don't earn it every day, then what's the purpose of it? You know, your title don't mean shit if you don't earn it. You know, if you can't do it, then you need to go do something else. It's just, you know, that's just.
This is definitely a job that's not mentally for everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
But
is.
If department heads, chiefs, you know, whatever, they don't believe in that stuff. Well, I'm sorry, man. They got to go do their research. They got to go and I can only do me. You know, that's the only thing I worry about. I worry about me and this department. And that's it.
But I mean, if you go back and look at it, the numbers for suicide or line of duty deaths for firefighters, it increases every year, just about.
Yeah.
And it's that mentality that you just spoke about, Zach, that makes that difference. That is that old world mentality of, you know, oh, you just need to be able to deal with it. You need to be able to handle it. Sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you just can't. Watching us.
He's still not live.
Shut up. Hey, Rhonda. Sometimes you gotta pause. You gotta stop and, you know, and look at things and take a big step back. And just like Corbin said, Jesus.
That's like 30 seconds.
I know.
Hey, but we in here. But the thing I want you to caution you to think about with that is, if that's, and not everybody's in that position where they can just jump ship or move or whatever, but if you're at a department where those kind of things are going on, you're having those sorts of troubles, and you can't say, hey, I need a day. Hey, I need a minute to breathe. Like, otherwise, like, I'm going to go crazy. Maybe you don't need to be there. And I'm not trying to tell anybody just to up and leave a job. And trust me, that's not my thing. But at the same time, I know what it took for me. I know the last place I was before I came here, I was so mentally stressed. And some of it was personal stuff. Some of it was, you know, positional stuff at the job. But I was so mentally stressed that I was like, I'm willing to leave and take a $12,000 a year pay cut.
That's what I did.
And
I came here as a firefighter.
It was well worth it. You were a lieutenant when you left.
No, I was a sergeant when I
You were a
left.
sergeant when you left and came over here and to a firefighter position. We all took that massive pay cut when we came over here, but we made it back. And
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Exactly. And the thing is, like, that may or may not be your story, but it doesn't matter. Your mental health, your mental well-being is more important than anything. Because if you can't be effective at the job that you're given to do, what's the point of you being in that job? And like, what I want you to get from that is, at the end of the day, like, you've got to be here. And that's like, I've had that conversation with, you know, with the chiefs. I've had that conversation with the other sergeants and captains here. I've had that conversation with people outside our department that I tell them sometimes, I really, like in January, I was going through so much and was like, oh, that's nice.
That's nice.
Nice little Nikon, that Nikon?
Vortex.
Excuse me.
Hey.
Fancy.
I paid $129 a piece though.
Yeah.
Oh, baller.
Right? Can't hide. I'm telling you, working on it overtime. That if you
What's this button do?
can't, like, I wasn't in a position mentally
Oh, that was loud.
that, that's what happens when you turn up the volume or the gain.
Can you turn the bass up in my joint?
Turn my headphones up, B.
On that beat.
Yeah. If you're not in a position to be effective, then
Like Carl.
sometimes y'all were here in the officers meeting where I stood up and I was like, listen, right? That's my email.
Unless they're on your shift. Unless you're on their shift.
Yeah. And I stood up in the officers meeting. And
Trust me, Carl's very impudent.
Impotent.
Wait, what? What are we talking about?
No, I'm not.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. HIPAA. My B.
Sometimes Sometimes I wish I would.
Skip.
But if you really, like I said, put it into perspective for yourself. You might have Joe gonna be going to get them dudes with hearing aids.
Here, man, we'll share. I got two.
There you
Both for
go. One in each ear. If you like I say, if it's getting to you to the point where you're like, hey, I need help. I need, mental help, and it's okay. It is okay to not be okay. I have learned the last 2 years have taught me that it is okay to say that you are not okay. There's nothing not manly about it. There's nothing not macho about it. There's nothing punkish about it.
Well, if you're worried about that, use your employers. If every employer should have one. It's EAP, and EAP only has to report to your employer that someone's using it. What?
Go ahead. You're good. Yeah, you're there.
Okay. Johnny Blazing, half man, half amazing. Use your EAP. It's you and the counselor. I've used EAP. I ain't afraid of that.
I have too.
But use EAP. You can use it for all sorts of stuff too. It's not just for mental counseling. If you need financial counseling, marriage counseling, any other bullshit like that, you need someone to talk to. EAP. That's what that's for. They don't report it to anybody. Now, unless you threaten like suicide or some nonsense like that, then yeah, they got to do what they got to do because they got mandatory reporting standards. But EAP, they just notify them that, hey, we use EAP. They can't, and your employer can't ask, well, who was it? They're not, EAP's not set up like that.
Yeah.
And, I've used EAP for marriage counseling, personal counseling, stuff like that. And so, I mean, EAP is there for all sorts of things, man. If you have problems with, this job got to you, whatever, and it happens to everybody, it happens to most people, the job gets to you, a little bit of alcohol, whatever, pills, Joe likes weed. So, Joe likes huffing paint. So, I mean, that's fine. That's Joe, but I mean, that's not my bag. I mean, Joe uses his own bag, obviously, but.
That was perfect, right? That was perfect.
But, if you're worried about someone finding out stuff like that, man, use EAP. And the biggest thing that where people find out is because you run your own mouth. You talk about it. I don't care about talking about it. You can talk about me all day long, but I'm a grown man. I don't care. Everybody has problems. If you don't have them, then you're lying. So
there's strength in that weakness, man. There's strength in getting to a point where you say, I can't.
That's why I carry beer in my truck all the time.
You never know. I mean, you may have to pop the tops.
That's it. Might have to pop a top. Hey,
shoot, little.
Bro, and that's the thing, not necessarily drinking and driving. We're not saying drinking and driving. Let me point that out.
You drink first, so you don't have to drink and drive.
There you go.
Or you could do it at the stoplights.
There you
Then
go.
you're technically not driving, like when you use your phone.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he didn't have cars, but he drank and flip flopped. Made water into wine, son. Water into wine.
Robes and flip flops.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
He flip flopped it down the thing.
That's it. Oh my Lord.
And that's who created it.
I mean, it is. I get it.
Unto whom he gave his grain and wheat to make barley, and boom, Guinness was created.
He made it and said it was good. And then sometimes that's what you got to do, man. Just get with your people and have a beer and just talk.
Go to the range, shoot some slugs downstairs.
Exactly. Which we need
go
to do
drinking and go to the range.
Once our brother go drinking and go to the range and then go drinking. We're not doing that.
Whatever. Yeah. We just go to Wood.
That's when you end up in the back seat of a expedition singing "Hold Me Closer," Tony Danza, over the PA system.
Yeah,
as I nearly get pulled over. But anyway, I mean,
well, you once again you gave us the microphone.
No, Joe found it in the center console.
No, well, maybe whatever.
It happens. It is.
It's neither here nor there.
No, whatever it is.
Semantics.
You showed us how to play with it. So.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, right? But that's what you need.
Let me borrow some of your chapstick. What? Oh, that's not cool? Oh, my bad.
That's not cool.
Greedy ass.
We family. We ain't like that. Look.
He must got it.
That's right. That cold bump. That bumps up.
No,
My bad.
You got that bump.
That's why that mustache coming down the side. Simplex.
No type 1 through 10 here. I'm telling you. But that's what we wanted to talk about.
That's why you take that medication, because nothing will get in your way, Carl. Valtrex. Sponsorship.
I will not be sponsored by Valtrex. I will not be sponsored by Valtrex.
Trademarked by Ricky Bobby Inc.
But I do appreciate y'all, seriously, and I appreciate y'all being here with us today. Obviously, y'all were here because y'all were at work, and I drew you into this. But I want y'all to get that, like I said, the safety aspect of this, and it's about emotional safety. Sounds cliche, sounds corny, but it ain't. It is extremely, extremely important to think about yourself first. One of my favorite sayings, and it sounds horrible, but it's I'm the most important person in the world to me. I take care of my crew. I take care of the folks on my shift. But if I don't take care of myself, if I don't take care of my household,
That's a long ass saying.
shut up. Nothing else matters. The actual saying is I'm the most important person in the world to me. And I'm just explaining.
My favorite saying is I'm a killer. I'm not a killer, but don't test me. Revenge is next against.
You're quoting the prophet Tupac. I get it. See, we're losing people.
Who that is?
But people
How
just
do you
logging
know?
off on us because it says how people are watching now. See, people are logging off because they're like, oh, Lord, he's quoting Tupac.
Where?
With the eyes that says watching.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll log in so you get one more, homie.
Yeah.
I got you.
Appreciate it.
Both of them stats.
That's it.
We got 3 people watching. What we got?
4. There were more than that at one point, but I know, like I said, we lost y'all probably the first 30 minutes with all the goofy play, but this was a serious conversation. Even if you're going to watch this, skip past the first 30 minutes, and that's going to be the title. Skip the first 30 minutes. But the second 30 plus minutes is well worth the conversation. And we're going to be back here. We're going to try to do this every week or so.
Oh,
we're going to have
snap!
some
There's
guests.
6 people, 7 people.
Yeah.
What? I told you stuff ain't live.
Welcomes. And like I said, we're going to do this every week or so. We're going to be doing this every week or so. Just come on by. It ain't like you ain't local.
Every week when?
Different times, man. Different times, different places. We're going to announce it. It's cool because the thing is, like I said, they can go back and watch it. That's the beauty of the interwebs. You know how this works. I mean, when the internet works, that's why we bring our own. But
It's gonna be. Hey guys, can you meet up for do the podcast? Yeah. When do you want to do it? How about now,
oh, you mean
Carl?
like when I got married? Yeah.
Bro. Yeah. I mean, hey guys, can you come over? Why? I'm getting married in about 15 minutes. Oh
that's
man.
not what happened.
That's exactly.
That's exactly what happened. I got the text.
We told you. You didn't tell your wife. So then.
Once again, you did not tell the planner.
that is true.
So,
we did not tell the proper.
But
planner.
the pictures are pretty cool. Little boy throwing sunflower seeds on the ground.
It's cold wind, though.
Cold wind, though.
Throw a little change right there.
Throwing dice back up in the
Uncle
corner.
Bobby B, what up, brother?
You know, throwing dice in the back, playing spades.
7-Eleven.
You know?
Back door.
Trying to turn down the radio so you can parallel park.
But we
Ashley came down the aisle of California Love with Dre and Tupac.
do, 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 do.
I'm going back.
We appreciate y'all tuning in this week. We're gonna hit you
Except for
with the
Bob, he turned in late.
That Bob did come in late.
He turned up too late, Bob. Sorry.
There's always one.
Bob,
But I'm gonna hit you with the time and place. We're gonna
you disappointed me, Fredo.
Mushroom
never go
shirt,
against the
mushroom
family.
belt. You know how it goes. We're gonna coordinate some time for next week. Because we do. We want to, like I said, we want to bring y'all the real. We want to, have conversation, talk about things. We want y'all to chime in and give info. And Zach, like, we appreciate,
the
you
conversations.
the conversations, man. Seriously, because this is what it's all about. I want us, and that's what we want, is for our people to chime in and be able to share their thoughts.
Stealing of his property. We're damn good too. But you
That's
can't
right.
really
You didn't regulate, baby.
Month and 3 days before Tupac was born.
I can't with y'all, man. I can't with y'all.
Had beef, 17 years old, big down on the streets. Go back in the time, I never thought I'd see a face.
Ain't a woman alive that can take Carl's place.
All right, we love y'all. Peace out. Be safe. Watch out for your brother 6. Later.